Well, the historic summit between North Korea and American leaders be stopped before it begins. This is the first subject we're going exploring today on CNN. I'm Carol Lazuz. We're glad you're watching. Here is what's going on. Earlier this week, North Korea said it was suspending its planned high-level talks with South Korea. This has been scheduled for Wednesday, but the North was angry because something that's happened right between South Korea and the United States, who are always it's all holding their annual Air Force drills. They have been doing military drills together for years. This is defensive purpose, but the exercise always angered with Korea. Back in March, when North Korean leaders invited American president to meet, the White House was told the dictator Kim Jong-un understands that the military exercise between South Korea and the US would go on. But this week, North Korea and the exercise violated an agreement between the two Koreas that would stop hostile acts, and then it went a step. First, saying, "Quote, the United States is trying to drive us in a corner to force our unilateral and nuclear abandonment." Getting North Korea to give up its nuclear weapon is the main demand of the US. So what's happened now? Analysts say it's not likely that North Korea will cancel talks between the US and the Trump administration, says the North Korea threats were unexpected bump in the road in dealing with unpredictable North Korean. The two nations would even be planning talks with one another. Talk about a U-turn. It's just a few short months North Korean leader Kim Jong-un has gone from launching intercontinental plastic missile, and it became down to one word: denuclearization. Basically, much of where the Kiwans came on to give up his nuclear arsenal, an arsenal has been building for most of his 6 years in power. I think the recent comment mostly coming from South Korea and North Korean willingness to discuss denuclearization actually may disappoint. That's Alison Evan. She analyzed Asia Pacific security risk. North Korea has said it's going to discuss nuclearization when security on peninsula is guaranteed, and I think that's what we need to do. Evan says Kim has one goal: to stay in power. He says the American nuclear empire as a real threat. Nuclear weapons only can ensure policy, giving North Korea leverage over our powerful enemies like the US. So what would it take to denuclearization to go from just talk to reality? There are probably small-scale things that North Korea might request behind closed door, but ultimately, North Korea would be speaking things like a peace treaty with the United States and South Korea. Kim announced is stopping nuclear tests and scaling back his missile program. But to go further, analysts say it will expect a big concession from President Trump. What could this be? Also, relief from sanction and even normalization relation between the US if Kim Jong-un variable. Best of all, I don't like the North Korea is anywhere near giving us nuclear weapon. At the stage, I think it will go sort of first step towards denuclearization that might happen first. First and foremost, it would be stopping Operation Water on North Korea. Another example would be allowing IAEA Inspector Pyongyang many times all over the cities. They even had it written in their constitution. Denuclearization would mean a huge cultural shift. And even North Korea doesn't agree to be nuclearized. There's so much we don't know about their arsenal, how many nuclear weapons and how many locations, how many more nukes could North Korea make a deal with the US forcibly. Because today, Hello is the biggest island in under a red alert. The warning issued by the US Geological Survey means a major eruption could happen in The ash has gotten more intense. Even some cruise ships are avoiding the big islands where the volcano is close.